going on, everyone? Caden here. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the top 3 must-have mods that are easy and simple but make such a big difference on your vehicle. Now these are simple, easy, relatively inexpensive, but they make such a big difference on your vehicle. And it doesn't matter what vehicle you have. I have a 2018 Jeep SRT, but you can throw these mods on a Honda, a Mercedes, BMW, Charger, Challenger, you know, the list goes on. But they just make your vehicle stand out just a little bit, just enough that you're like, oh, that thing it's nice. Now, before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. We're almost at 100,000 views now. You guys have been super supportive. Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you for liking and commenting on all my videos. I just couldn't even imagine that 6 months ago we'd be where we are today. So thank you so much. So we're in the middle of winter right now. I may or may not be bringing a 15 or 16 Challenger Hellcat to the channel. It's going to be more of a project car. So we're going to maybe slap on a few extra modifications. We're going to be doing a little bit more modifications than we're going to be talking about today on this new Hellcat. But that's going to be more in the springtime, summertime, so we can actually drive it every day. So since I've recently been monetized, thanks to you guys, thank you for showing all that support. I've been thinking about making a video on how I got monetized and how I got the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Hi. Yes, local YouTube guy. How can I help you? A quick tip to making YouTube videos: you gotta not care what anyone thinks of you. People are gonna think you're crazy. You're like talking into a camera in your car in the middle of a parking lot. So you just gotta not care. I really cared in the beginning and it really hurt me. So if you guys are interested on how I make YouTube videos, how much YouTube pays, and how many views you really need to make a certain amount of money, because I know a lot of people, they don't really like to talk about that kind of stuff, but I am willing to do it because I know a lot of my viewers are up and coming YouTubers. So comment if you want to see it. If it gets enough likes, I'll make a video so that I actually know that you guys want to see it. So with all that out of the way, let's get down to the first modification that really makes your car stand out. Let me get out of the car and I'll show you. Wrapping certain parts of your vehicle can really make it stand out from the rest, to kind of give it that little extra spice to make it not like all the other vehicles. There's a lot of Jeep SRTs around and you can tell mine looks a little bit different. It's not over the top, but it stands out just enough that it looks really good. So on my vehicle, I've actually wrapped the hood, but it's not an actual satin black wrap. It's actually just a 3M wrap. So you see, where is it here? The front part of my vehicle is actually 3M'd. This is just the same 3M except with a satin finish. So it gives it that satin look. It looks really good. And that's, I think, a big reason why my vehicle really stands out. You can kind of see the purple reflecting from the mural as well. That's really cool. It looks really good. You could even do your whole vehicle in this color as well. I see a lot of people, they tint their lights, they tint their light on the side here. On the newer SRTs, you got the whole vehicle blacked out, no chrome. But just the thing to watch out for is doing it up too much. I see some people like end up tinting everything. They make everything black, and you know, it takes the right color of vehicle to actually make the car look good. But just make sure you don't overdo it, or else you kind of look like a racer. I've decided to just leave my hood black. I think it looks really good. Another thing to keep in mind is don't wrap like weird parts of your vehicle, weird colors. Like, it would look super weird if I just made the fender satin black, or what else could I do if I just made one door satin black? I've seen it and it looks super awkward. I don't personally recommend it. Also seen guys just like wrap this part of their car black or a different color and it looks like super out of the ordinary, a little bit racer-ish. The second thing on my list that you can do to make your vehicle stand out a little bit is to put lowering springs on it. You can see that there's not a lot of wheel gap for my rims and tires here. I lowered it with just the normal Mopar lowering springs. I know some people use the Eibach lowering springs. I don't know how to say it, Maybach, but no, just the regular Mopar lowering springs for me really made a big difference. And that's another big reason why my vehicle kind of stands out. I don't like really the normal ride height of the SRTs. I guess it's an SUV, but at the end of the day, it just looks so good lowered. I live in Canada and it is super cold right now. There's snow on the ground, it's like -20 and it's freezing. So back to the lowering springs, make sure you don't cheap out on these lowering springs. I've seen some people, they get like really cheap lowering springs, get like their neighbor to do it, and the wheel rub is unbelievable. They're like, you can barely turn the wheel because the wheel just hits the fender every time. So make sure you go to the dealer or go to your local automotive expert, get good springs and get them installed correctly. Make sure the auto shop tests them out to make sure there's no rub. So if there is, they can just fix it. You want to make sure it's just perfectly lowered. If you can, I recommend going to your local dealership for that specific make of the vehicle. For me, I went to a Jeep Dodge Chrysler dealership. They got me the springs, they installed them, everything fits perfectly, no wheel rub. The worst thing is a wheel rub. It drives me crazy and you think your fender's gonna fly off every time it hits the fender. And if you're too low in your vehicle, that kind of takes the purpose out of having an SUV. Or if you have a car, you know, by all means, lower it, slam it to the ground if you want it to be a show car. But if you want to drive it every day and have a nice ride, just go ahead and have it, you know, decently lowered, just so that it looks perfect. Or throw an air suspension in your vehicle. Problem solved. Now, the final mod, the mod that everybody always asks me about, they say, how do you get your exhaust to sound so good? Is it a Borla system? What is it? You know, it sounds expensive. They've asked, oh, is that like $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000? I'm like, no, it's a simple X-pipe. It doesn't get more simple than a simple X-pipe. Just go to your local automotive dealership, body shop, like I said, and get them to do a really good job. Make sure they don't do like crappy cheap jobs for like $100, $200. I think mine was around $540, but it was perfectly welded and it sounds amazing. If you cheap out, it'll just sound really bad and you'll eventually regret it. A lot of cars from the dealers sound really boring. For example, this Jeep SRT, I've said it before, sounded like a vacuum cleaner, honestly. Like when you get a Hemi V8, you want it to sound like a Hemi V8, not like a Corolla. So I'm gonna play a compilation of all the noises of my Jeep SRT. I think I'm gonna call it Jeep Goes Brr. Okay, so I've officially entitled the following compilation, Sounds of My Jeep. I hope you enjoy. Make sure to stick around till after the compilation. I'm gonna show you my whole exhaust setup. I'm gonna try to get underneath my vehicle and show you what it actually looks like. So enjoy the compilation and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm not able to get underneath my vehicle, but where right there, you can see the X kind of. Brutal angle, I apologize. So those are the sounds of my Jeep SRT. Again, this is an 18 Jeep SRT. It sounds absolutely brutal from the factory, but with that nice X-pipe, it sounds a-okay. So I just wanted to thank you guys once more for getting me to 2,000 subscribers and getting me to almost 100,000 views. It means so much to me. I love making these videos for you guys. I know my Mopar community, all my car guys, my car girls, thank you so much for helping me to get to this point where I'm at right now. And I'm looking forward to making even more content for you guys. 2 or 3 videos a week is my goal. And to eventually bring a Challenger Hellcat to the video in the springtime. It's gonna be more of a project car. Hopefully get it to like 1,000 horsepower, maybe throw a little wide body on it, some drag slicks. We're also gonna be hitting the drag strip with my SRT and the upcoming Hellcat, so stay tuned for that. Maybe throw like a crazy wrap on it as well. Carbon fiber everywhere, maybe throw some racing bucket seats. I think this car is gonna be really cool and I can't wait to show you guys. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Very nice.